This ranked, but I think it levels up, so yeah, it's not that huge of a shield. So yeah, all in all, bottom lane is getting pushed once again. 3 people ganking this. And we do have 3 here as well, but Ashe is going to go down here. No, she's still alive. Nice, well, shield there from Lulu. Lulu might actually go down here now. And no, we're all going to stay safe. Shen is in trouble though. Let's see what happened there. He is going to go down apparently. And he did get caught over here. He is going to fight instead of running away. And that is exactly why he died. If he dashed out of it or through the wall here, he would have been fine. But he decided instead to fight, and yeah, unfortunately for him, there was someone else there, and they finished him off. So enemy team going on this tower now. And this tower cannot be taken yet because, well, look at the amount of damage they took from just that. I was wondering if Lee Sin did build the Sightstone, which is really nice. The Sightstone is of course great to have on 2 people. Currently they don't, both of them still have the normal Sightstone. They don't have a Ruby Sightstone, which provides you with 1 more ward simultaneously on the map, I mean. So it goes from 2 to 3. And that is actually quite significant. Obviously, Lee Sin doesn't need to have that, but for Lulu it is definitely a good investment. Because having more wards on the map can only be good. Anyhow, let's go back to Shen. Unless we are going to do something useful here, but it doesn't seem that way. By the way, Blade of the Ruined King only on this guy. No smaller items yet. Yeah, normally we see on these kind of builds that people go for like Adorned Blade or something like that before going for anything else. And oh my god, Thresh is doing such a good job with that ultimate. Yeah, nicely done. He did a very good job with the ultimate, and he has been doing quite a good job. Because yeah, the ultimate has a great slow, but it also has great damage, and that is also why he picked up 3 kills already. Yeah, the Ashe kill earlier was purely due to his ultimate, and this kill was also purely due to his ultimate. So yeah, we have a 4-on-5 team fight, and the blue team is going to maybe pick up a kill. No, not actually going to pick that up. Oh, the Ashe arrow comes in, but it misses. It misses the Talon that was running away. And obviously, with not too many wards on the map, there's, well, there are like 2 wards on the map now. 3. And there's one over here, but that one doesn't count. So technically there are 4 wards on the map, but they don't provide any vision, which is not really what we want out of that. And let's switch back to directed camera. So, we are pushing mid here with the purple team. And Ashe is the one defending, obviously, together with Jax. But Ashe is the one that's trying to pick up the minions. Both of them heavily negative. Well, no, 0 and 1 is not heavily, but 3 and 6 is. So, yeah, she is kind of under leveled, but she has a similar amount of minions to her opponent. But she's 1 level behind, and yeah, 2 levels on the top laner, but that's kind of logical. So yeah, being 1 level behind is not too big a deal at level 12, but it can be at level 10. If you're level 10 to level 11, that can make a big difference, because obviously with 6 and 11, 6, 11 and 15, you get those ultimate upgrades. And yeah, 5 to 6 is of course the biggest one, and then 10 to 11 is also a really big one. And that is of course because from 10 to 11 you get your level 2 ultimate, which is obviously a big increase. And often the level 3 upgrade isn't that big a deal anymore, because by the time you reach level 16, nobody really cares too much about that damage anymore. I mean, unless your ultimate is like Vygar's ultimate, very bursty, I mean, not so much the ultimate itself. But unless it's really bursty, it doesn't really matter, that last level. I mean, it's useful, I'm not saying that, and you should still upgrade it on at least most of the champions, because most of the champions have that one skill that they can just completely ignore because it doesn't do anything. And we are going for it. Oh, Lulu and Lee Sin are going quite low here, and we are going to fortunately pick up the Yorick. Yorick did have his ultimate up. He is going to do some damage and actually picked up an additional kill there. Almost a second kill, gets the flash out, and there the Talon picks up another kill. Holy crap, they did well. That was a 2 for 3, but it was a 1 for 2 in our favor at first. And then the Yorick came in and just completely ruined the faces of the entire team. And of course the last kill was just because, well, they still had 2 full health champions left in the fight. And that really worked in their favor, obviously. So, yeah, the towers are not going down really quickly, I have to say that. So, even though they have been doing a great job of grouping up, they are not taking down towers. And that's a significant observation. If you have this in a game where the enemy team is not really pushing, you need to counteract that or react to that by pushing yourself, because if you can keep the pressure on them, they're not going to push any further. So even if they win team fights, they're not going to push. But at some point, if the lanes are pushed, some points they're going to see that they can actually take down a tower, and they're going to actually do that. And that's of course not what you want. What you want is for the enemy team to just be ignorant and just think, well, we want a team fight, let's all recall. And yeah, that's exactly what you shouldn't do, of course. What you should do is, once you have an advantage, you should make sure that you have more of an advantage after that. And you should just take down one of the towers, or a dragon, or a baron. Who cares? Something. Let's see how far his Q farm is by now. He currently has 180 extra damage, which is 60 minions. And that's 2 per minute. That is just way too low. You should be at like 100 extra minion, or 100 minions by now, so that's 300 extra damage. And yeah, you can see the difference if you Q someone, so if you use your Q on someone instead of on a minion, and you have something to complement that, so some kind of sheen effect, because, well, I forgot what the sheen effect is called. It actually has a name. Spellblade. If you use the Spellblade effect with that Q, then you can get a lot of damage off of that. So let's say you can get like 400, well, I guess 400 damage off of that additional stack. But with the Sheen effect, and, well, they're just stacking it up, you should be able to get like 400 damage in one shot, and you can see how powerful that is with a cooldown of like 2 seconds. Well, it has a cooldown of 3 point something, I forgot. But if you build some cooldown reduction, then you can definitely get that going. And cooldown reduction is not too hard to come by. So anyhow, we are currently, well, once again 5 versus 3ing here. Shen is coming in, and he is going to taunt people, but is it going to be enough? Well, they are going to get 1 kill, and may actually pick up a second there. Yeah, second kill, nicely done. It's a 2 for 2 trade though, but that's at least better than the 3 for 0 that it appeared to be. It is, however, going to be a turret for the purple team. Very unfortunate, but yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. And we are going to continue on here with the purple team. They still have a nice minion wave, but they're not going to pressure their advantage here. They're just going to fall back, even though two of them are virtually full health. Well, I guess the Yorick is out of mana. But still, they should have just pressed that and gotten at least some damage done on this tower. But I guess with the next push, they can push down, well, that tower, whatever its HP is. So yeah, let's fast forward a little bit. Really not a whole lot to see at the moment. Blue team is coming back from their base. And yeah, really not a whole lot is happening. Just running around of people, and yeah, we are finally getting into a fight here. Nicely done by, well, everyone. Just well, sticking together and getting the one guy that was available, and obviously, yeah, nobody cares about his little bit of damage because he doesn't do any damage. Look at that. He probably queued someone, but it does like 200 damage instead of the 500 that it should do. 400 from the additional and the 100 that it does now. Well, it does a little bit less, but well, whatever. Yeah. That's just yeah, he has the wrong items for that. He has he doesn't have enough stacks. So this is why, just because you watched the stream and saw someone go for a certain build, it doesn't make it your build. It doesn't make it a good build for you. You need to understand why people do certain things. And yes, Jungle Nasus is very good, but you do need to understand why it's good before you do it. Because otherwise you're going to end up with something like this, and you're going to say, well, Jungle Nasus is not really good, man. What are you talking about? Oh, a nice double kill there, with the ultimate, of course, from what's his face, Yorick. Yorick doing a good job of just keeping the DPS up there. Oh, wow, that was close. Mr. Meteor, bigger than the Smoky. Oh man, yeah, we are 10 and 5, so we can't really carry this, but we do have a nice amount of kills. Shen, of course, is not a carry. He definitely cannot kill an entire team, and he cannot put enough pressure on to really do anything. But it is good. The dragon goes down. We are, of course, going for Baron. And once again, the enemy team comes in to just snipe this. And once again, we are going to lose that fight. Once again, Jax gets hit by Baron quite a lot before anything happens. And we should be able to get out of here. Recall right now. No, he didn't recall. Ah, he started his recall so late. You need to recall straight away. You can always cancel it if you want to fight afterwards. Okay, he didn't actually tell recall. He cancelled it with his ultimate. Or no, he used his ultimate, I should say. And we are going to well, lose this fight pretty hard. So the Baron fight in general. Let's just bounce around a little bit. So are we going to get out with the Lee Sin, because he should be dying here. Yeah, there you go. Talon actually managing to pick him up. And all in all, yeah, that was not a good fight, obviously. Not only did they attempt the Baron again without well, without having enough pressure. They're hugely behind in gold, by the way. But they don't have anything to prevent the enemy team from just coming in there and killing them. Because they don't have enough damage to do the Baron. That's one. Then they don't have enough damage to kill the enemy team. That's two. So the combination of that, and plus they don't have enough vision of where the enemies are coming from. They have vision once the enemies are there, but they don't have wards like in the middle. So in the middle of the map, let's say over here in this the river area. So that's where the enemy team came from, and they just got completely owned twice in a row, and hopefully that will not happen a third time. But the Baron still hasn't been taken, and this is exactly what I meant from the enemy team. Enemy team not really realizing that once they have that advantage, they should push that into one of those good things on the map, so the objectives, like a tower, a dragon, a baron, whatever you want out of that. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, as long as you choose something, because without those objectives, so if you don't go for those objectives, you are going to be kind of screwed. And yeah, the blue team wondering what's happening at dragon. But nothing is happening. Currently nobody is even close to that. And yeah, look at the amount of grouping up here on the purple team. It's really good. Obviously Shen shouldn't group up with his team as long as he has his ultimate, because with his ultimate he can just teleport to his team and he should split push. That's what he does. So split pushing is of course a really valid strategy in League of Legends. It is definitely something that you can do with certain champions, but you need to be able to get back there. So either you need to have teleport, or you need to have something like the Shen ultimate or the Twisted Fate ultimate to make sure that you can actually rejoin your team once the fighting starts. And as you can see, the Shen actually in a little bit of trouble here, but with the Nasus not really stacking up, or his Q, or well, the Q hasn't really been stacked, he should be able to do just fine. Wow, the ultimate from Nasus coming out, really unnecessary. And yeah, that was just completely unnecessary ultimate. And that is, yeah, that's a bonus, I guess, for Shen. He doesn't really care about that too much, of course. Yeah, we are falling back. We are not really pressing anything at the moment. Well, we are behind, so we shouldn't be pressing this. We are 8k gold behind, and that is a significant amount. If you see that we have 54k gold, that's a significant amount. So, yeah, really just sitting back, waiting until the enemy makes a move, and once they make a move, trying to get the best out of it. And obviously the enemy team is going to group up. They are 4 versus 3 at the moment, but this should be a 4 versus 5 because everyone is here. Why is Ashe running back? Why is she recalling? It is really unnecessary to recall here. She has all the items she could possibly want, but yeah, she wanted to finish that Bloodthirster instead of just defending her base, but I guess they didn't. They wanted to defend on the tower, which means that yeah, Ashe can recall all she wants. It doesn't matter. So finding everyone here, but the jungle is empty. So they did pick up that red buff. They did pick up the blue buff as well. Although I do not know which team has that. The enemy red buff, sorry, is still up. So Nasus might actually go for that. But Nasus was still farming in his own jungle. Well, no, he was picking up blue buff, I guess. But yeah, he is going to group up with this team now, and hopefully we will be able to do something in this next team fight, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. We are currently just sitting far too much back and just letting the enemy team push and push and push. We should, of course, just isolate one target. So we should get one target on our radars and get that target. And that target should not be the Thresh, but Thresh is a nice easy kill. It should of course be the Talon, because Talon is the main damage source here. He is high damage, but not only that, he also just has that invisibility and, well, just plain annoying. And look at that, just one by one they all die, except for Jax. Jax made it out, but just, yeah, I don't know. It's too much. I guess this is where we lose, because with 46 seconds still to go on average, that is they're not going to defend this. So even though Nasus screwed up pretty heavily with his build, or well, not anymore with his build. I guess he has something now that. Oh, he has the. I didn't recognize it. Yeah, he has the. Oh, that's. Hang on, that's not it. This one. I meant, yeah, the Iceborne Gauntlet. So he didn't have that yet. But anyhow, they they kind of screwed up in the early game. Nasus definitely didn't have enough of that that stackage. Hang on, I need to find him. He currently has 342, so that's the amount he needed to have at like the 30-minute mark. But he has that at the 45-minute mark. So yeah, you can see how much damage it does then with the Iceborne Gauntlets, which of course have that Spellblade effect. And yeah, for the rest, the enemy team just had way more tankiness, and they didn't really need the Draven to do the damage. It was Talon all the way, and of course with the combination of the Yorick ultimate and the Talon, he could just go in there, do his damage, then get ulted by Yorick, and even though it's not the best target for the Yorick ultimate, he gets to live again, so he gets to do all that damage over again. And yeah, well, it worked out for them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.